Hi everybody, so this is the video on the paraformaldehyde fumigation kit. So what we need to do to fumigate our machine, we're going to need a face mask to cover our faces because we don't want this getting in our eyes or our noses. It's a very pungent chemical, very dangerous. So you're going to want to get something to cover your mouth, cover your nose, and you're going to want a splash mask so that you don't have anything that might get on your face. When you buy the kit, you're going to get a 1 liter formalin solution. So we're going to be using 330 mils per fumigation. So every time we fumigate, we're going to weigh off or measure out 330 mils. And then you're going to get 3 bottles of pre-weighed potassium permanganate. So for each fumigation, we're going to use one of these potassium permanganate bottles, and we're going to use a third of the formalin. And then we want to use a stainless steel plate or a stainless steel container or a bowl. We just need something big enough to accommodate all the chemicals that we're going to be using. Okay, so yeah, we are inside our incubator that we want to fumigate. We've already been in here with a vacuum cleaner, so we've vacuumed out all the fluff and the feathers. We've also cleaned it with a detergent and a rag, so this is not a replacement for any basic cleaning. You still need to do your basic cleaning. But what this is going to help with is your pathogens inside your incubator. So if you have a problem with a lot of bangers or exploding eggs in your machine, you might have a buildup of something like that might be causing the spoilage of your eggs and causing your eggs to explode. So by fumigating, we're going to produce paraformaldehyde fumes, and that's going to get into basically every corner of this machine. And you'll see it's going to kill a lot of the pathogens. It's going to eliminate a lot of your odors. And so it's a very good solution for a lot of problems that you might have with your eggs. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to close up all our ventilation holes. Right? We want to keep the vapors inside this machine as long as possible. We also don't want the vapors escaping and affecting people around the machine. If your incubator is inside a room, like ours is inside a hatchery room, you're going to want to open the doors and you're going to want to open the windows, because the vapors are going to escape from this machine, and you're going to find that they are very irritating to the eyes and they're very irritating to the nose. So we've got our PPE on now, and we're going to mix up our solution. So the first thing we want to do is take the pre-weighed potassium permanganate. It's like a purple glitter, and we're going to pour out the full contents into our stainless steel container. Right, it's a purple glitter, so it's now empty. And then what we've done is we've got a small measuring container there. You can see it's 330 milliliters of formalin solution. So that we're going to be adding in a minute. And then over here we have our leftover formalin for another 2 fumigations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move those out the way so we don't fall over them. We're going to place the bowl in the middle of our machine. And now we're going to add the formalin solution. Now, one thing to be careful of is that this reaction happens very quickly. So once I add the formalin, it's going to start boiling and you're going to start seeing the paraformaldehyde vapors come off. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the door is free of obstruction so we can close it. And also we want to work quickly, but we don't want to work recklessly. So we're going to pour the formalin in quite quickly, but we're not going to splash it, because that would potentially hurt somebody in the area. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slowly pour in the formalin solution, and you're going to start seeing immediately the vapors are going to start boiling, and that is our paraformaldehyde. And so now I'm going to close the doors, and that is our fumigation.